Anyways, the finish was we went to the second rope. He put me on his shoulders. Took me a Death Valley driver through a table that was on fire.
6 months into the business.
6 months into the business. Him too, as a matter of fact. He
That's
hadn't
just
been,
a bad idea.
you know. But the thing is, that, so he gives the little wave cue, you know, and his little posse is his dad and his dad's best friend and somebody else. They were called the Cartel. Dangerous Donnie, the Fugitive, and
the Armstrong Beat Up Boys.
Yeah.
What promotion was this for?
Yeah, Steve's promotion.
Southeastern
Championship Wrestling. Yeah, we were in Selma, Alabama. So I'm like literally sitting on his shoulders for 2 minutes. Okay, I'm in the middle of 6 months. I'm out of shape. I'm already blown up. I'm starting to pass out because all the weight's on my chest. I'm like, dude, we gotta do something. You know, he's just sitting there holding me. Well, finally they come running in. They set the table up. They pour rubbing alcohol on the table, and they light it up. I couldn't wait any longer. I was supposed to let it burn down a little bit and then go through. I said, we got to go now. And I'm telling you, I'm going to pass out. The whole joke before the match was, if I catch on fire, you pat me out. I remember going to the table, hitting, like, you know, bumping good, sitting up, rolling out, so I wouldn't be in the table on fire. And then I feel, you know, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on fire. And I was literally on fire. The alcohol had soaked into my shirt because it didn't have time to burn. And I was on fire. She had it on tape.
Do you still have that?
Yeah, it's at my best friend's dad's house. As a matter of fact, I do have that match. I don't want to look at it, but I have to get it. If I can't look it up and find it.
Yeah, that'd be. We can load that to YouTube, can't we?
But probably, yeah. It's on little small.
Cool. Yeah. I'm sure we can do something with it.
We'll figure something out.
I remember watching it in slow motion after it happened. I pulled my shirt off. I remember pulling my shirt off. Luckily, the hair gel I had was alcohol free.
Yeah.
You know,
Michael Jackson.
But I pull it off, and you see it in slow motion. The guy kicks the shirt out of the ring because they're all like all on top of me. They broke kayfabe, and they're just all of them. All the whole cartel are just trying to pat me out. You see him kick the shirt in slow motion, like the flame like stays on the mat, and the shirt just goes flying. You know, but the whole time she's freaking out here on the camera, but she knew not to put the camera down. Like, she knew I'd be pissed off.
Right.
The camera was put down and they didn't get all this. So I'm burned. I had like 2nd or 3rd degree burns on my lower back. Yeah. And hurt. Like, they were pouring water on me in the back. In the back of that show was PG-13.
Yeah.
Dundee. What's his name?
Jamie Dundee.
Jamie Dundee was there. And I come back there and he had his son in there with him, and I think he was all cracked out.
His son or him?
Him, Jamie.
Okay.
And I'm just like sitting there, you know, they're pouring water on me, and I'm like, you know, just in pain.
Yeah.
And he's like, they brought the belt back and laid it down beside me. I'd lost, you know, the guy who won the belt. That was the climax of the whole, you know, thing. And I'm just sitting there, and I kind of picked it up, put it in my bag because it was the belt that I had purchased, you know, and he said, his boy, he's like, hey, ask him. He goes, did he win that belt or did he pay for it? You know, this is Jamie Dundee, and I didn't ask him from business. Yeah. And, you know, his son's sitting there, and he's been a smart ass. And I just kind of looked at him, and I was like, you know, I just kind of shook my head, and he said, you got something to say? And I never forget, I stood up, I said, yeah, I'll beat your wormy fucking ass, boy. This is exactly what I mean. And Steve's like, come here, and like grabs me, you know, pulls me out. You know, I didn't know, you know, at the time I hadn't, and the other than shut up and listen, you know, this respect.
Well,
thing,
sometimes it comes, you got to do it.
I went and just do what I was told to do. You know, I didn't go there to get hurt. You know, he wants to make some, you know, and laughing at me and shit. Said he was drunk or whatever he was, you know. But he hurt me that time. We had one last match in Crestview, me and him. And I remember it was in Crestview at the outside. I don't know if you were at the show or not, Jerry. It's when they had Eki and Maddie come over. It was outside in that pavilion up there. Steve had done it outside. I don't know if you were there or not.
I have no idea.
But
my memory doesn't go that far.
We done one last match there in my hometown, so I'm a babyface still at the time, you know. And I remember I done the rock bottom was kind of what I used at the time because the rock was big in the '99 and 2000. Right. He was the guy, and I had suplexed him off the top rope. Now this is 9 months in the business, and I'm doing shit off the top rope. Yeah, I'm, you know, really
this is the same guy, right?
Same guy.
Moving on up.
So he had hurt me the time before, not on purpose. When I was suplexing, he doesn't tell me that his back has been hurt now, and I didn't realize. So I pick him up. We had butted the stage up. We butted the ring up to the stage. I threw his ass out of the ring. He goes flying over the top rope, touching nothing. Hits the concrete stage. I pick him back up, put him against the ropes, close on him back into the ring. Now his back's already screwed up. I didn't know this at the time. Rock bought him on a chair or something, pinned him 1, 2, 3 left. So I'm waiting for him to come back. I'm like, He's just selling. Look, he's still in the middle of the ring. I'm like, he's just selling. Like 5 minutes later, ambulance had backed up and had to take him to the hospital. So that was the last hardcore match I ever did. Because he had hurt me on accident. Now I'd hurt him.
What happened to him?
He ended up jamming his back. When I suplexed him.
So he didn't break it.
He didn't break anything, and then when I closed on him over the top, he kind of bent over the rope. You know, because I went flying into the ring with him.
Okay.
You know, I didn't realize.
Sure.
You know, and I said, why didn't you say something? You know, I was stopped a long time ago.
Right.
That was the last hardcore extent that I ever did.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay, I've been hurt. He's been hurt. I'm done. Told Steve, I don't want to do this no more. You know, if you don't want to use me, I understand, but I do not want to do this anymore.
That actually sort of answers one of the questions that I was going to ask you, because when you, like you had said earlier before we started recording, how Frost and the Race Boys had put you over in their interview, and they talked about what a great old school worker you are. I was going to ask you why you decided to go with mainly old school stuff and getting good old-fashioned heel heat rather than doing like high spot stuff or.
For one, have you seen me? I'm kind of fat, so how, you know, the off-road.
Oh, come on, you're athletic.
You know, it's not going down. I think they come in for hanging on Scotty a lot.
Yeah.
Scotty and Steve helped me out a lot too. I mean, he would help me if I asked him a question. Matter of fact, I would say I'm quite lucky to be trained by Steve because I got to go lots of places that other people don't. I went everywhere with Steve.
Yeah.
Right.
I kind of became his boy, you know, for a little while, for 6 months to 8 months. This is like after my first full year in the business. We started going. He said, "Hey, you're going to Tennessee with me?" And I said, "I'm still missing. You know, I'm Flash Fantasy at this time, but never been a heel, never done nothing." So I'm told on the phone, "You're going to Tennessee to Knoxville for Ron Fuller show called SmackDown Town." It was in the middle of a zoo. And,
that's a new one on me.
But it was in the middle of a big amphitheater in the middle of the zoo. There was 2,500 people there.
Nice.
Wow.
Filled. He had like the Rock and Roll Express. He had Mark Henry. Jim Cornette was there.
Wow.
Bob was there. Brad.
You're Bob Armstrong.
Yeah, Bob Armstrong. Brad, Steve, Scott. The Midnight Express was there. Matter of fact, Paul Wright was there before he was actually in WWE, and he kind of was in his transition.
Okay.
He was there. It was a big, huge show, and I was told that all I'm be doing is sitting in the crowd, and the original headhunter was, I'm the guy he's looking for. You know, go put me out of the crowd and just beat the hell out of me. Do a little segment. So I'm like, that's cool. You know, that's fine. Of course, I'm scared to death. You know, so I get there and I'm standing in these huge doors. They had to be 20 foot tall. And I'm kind of reading the card. He got it all posted out, you know, and I'm like, Mr. Fantasy versus Tracy Smothers. There's some guy named Flash, you know, and I'm like, well, I don't see that segment. And I hear, can I help you? I'm like, the fuck? And it was Ron Fuller. I remember looking straight up at him. I was like, Jesus Christ, this man's tall. You know, because I'm like, trying to look, and I'm like,
You see, you look in his chest.
yeah, you know. And he said, and I said, who the fuck are you? And I was like, I'm Steve's boy. I said, Steve's not here yet. I beat him here, but he goes, oh, yeah. Well, this is you right here. And points to Mr. Fantasy versus Tracy Smothers.
Wow.
This is a year into the business, you know. So I'm like, I'm not Mr. Fantasy. You know, I'm thinking.
Are you going to tell him?
No, I'm not telling him
exactly.
Nothing, you know? So I'm like, so Steve gets there. Now I'm all scraggly. I got this all in my, because I'm just going to be put out of the crowd. I'm like, I ain't shaved. I'm not.
Right.
So I'm like, I need a mirror, and I, you know, she had razors, and I was in there, cutting myself all up, trying to do it in a quick, hurry, you know.
Right.
Never healed before in my life. So I'm like, Steve, what do I do? He's like, what do you mean? I said, they got me wrestling Tracy Smothers. He goes, really? I was like,
that's awesome.
I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, he's great, man. I'm like, but I've never healed before, Steve. What do I do? You know, and he's like, just go out there and just, tell people to shut up and just, and I'm like,
listen to Tracy.
I said, I'll try, and I think she hadn't come out with me yet before this, ever.
This was my first time.
So she was her first time going out as a valet.
So in front of 2,500 people, that was your first experience as well?
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh